Good morning, Better Country 101.7 The Bull. Welcome to your 9 o'clock hour. It is Wednesday. It's time to sit down with Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company, and just kind of dive into what they got going on this week and coming up in the future. So this week, I've got Craig Hoyer from Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company, in the studio with me. Craig is their classic car auction, or just their car auction manager within their Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company. Craig, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So welcome into the studios. Thanks for getting in. You guys have a big auction, a car auction coming up, and I want to get the date out there. That's going to be February 19th and 20th. Starts at 9 a.m., and people can see these cars right now, the catalog. But let's just kind of talk about the car auction is just one little bit that Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company, does. So, Craig, how long have you been the car guy with Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company?
I've ran the car auction since about 2018.
Okay.
But I've been with the company for, I don't know, I'd say about 14, 15 years now.
Okay, so you've been with the team for a long time, and you've seen all the elements. So with the car auction, there's a lot of elements to it. So like I said, the cars are getting they're on the website right now to be seen for everybody. But let's talk about a little bit of the car auction, just kind of those details. I'm hearing about the car auction for the first time. What can you tell me about it?
Well, we do this car auction. We used to do it 3 times a year, and now we are moving to 4 times a year. We're going to have one in February, and then another one coming up in May, and then a couple more times throughout the year. But the car auction is a really nice sale. We have all these people with these collector cars, and we have our own facility just for cars.
Mm-hmm.
So when people want to sign up their car, they can bring it over to Carthage, Illinois, and we have a building there where you can get checked in, and then we house them under roof. We can hold about 135 cars under roof. And then the rest of them might have to sit outside for a little bit.
Sure. And so at the shop, Cody's talked about this shop just being a fantastic spot. And so the process, if I've got a really good car, and I was looking through the catalog online, SullivanAuctioneers.com, by the way, if you're listening and want to see these cars, you can click the catalog and scroll through. It's like 35 pages of incredible collector cars right now. So if I bring you a car and that process, or if I call you and I say, hey, I've just been sitting on this thing, I think it's time to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. What's that first step? You guys, do I have to figure out how to get it to you? Or?
Well, the first step would be you and I would talk about it, and you would tell me a few details about it, send me a few pictures, or I could even come over to your place and meet you.
Sure.
And we'll talk about selling it, how much it costs, what you're hoping for, and what reality is.
Sure.
Like I had a gentleman call me this morning. He showed me a picture of this really nice pickup that his father restored to the 9s.
Sure, yeah.
And he had somewhere around $100,000.
Much different number.
And so I told him, I said, we got to come back to reality. I don't think our sale's the right place for it because he's got a little too much money wrapped into it.
Sure.
But on the other hand, I'll go to someone's house and they'll say, I'm thinking like $5,000, and they might be sitting on
something much more expensive.
Sure. And so then you put it on the auction, and then, we got thousands upon thousands of registered bidders and people all across the country. And, when you put it up for sale and we don't have a buyer's premium, and the amount of pictures we take and videos of it running, the cars bring everything they're worth. Absolutely.
And so I mentioned the catalog that you can see right now because the cars in the catalog are, they're stuff you see roll across like the Barrett auctions and stuff like that. They're high-class cars that you guys have. And so when I call you and say, hey, I got this car, I want you to sell it, do you take it and does it sit in your shop for a while, or just that auction period?
Well, for just this... and just in between sales.
Sure.
Usually I'll have a few guys that'll bring a car about 2 weeks after a sale So it'll just hang out there until the next one. And we usually like to get cars out of the building within about 2 weeks.
And so if I've taken part in this auction and I've purchased a vehicle from the online auction, what's that next step? How do I get the car? Do I have to come get it from you?
You could come get it, or you could call into the office. We got a list of transports that we suggest.
Sure.
Or just take any one of those transports, or if you have a friend that wants to do it, but as long as you get it out. And
you guys can provide that service as well.
Yeah,
so it can be hands-off, hands-free for the buyer. So lastly, let's dive into the details of the auction. When is it? How can people buy? If somebody listening right now, I've got I like a truck that I'm looking at on here, that Plymouth that's on there with the Roadrunner wing. If somebody wants to buy that, how do I get into your auction?
So all you would need to do is go to bigiron.com and register. It's a real simple process. It takes like 5-7 minutes to fill out. And then it takes about a day. They'll approve you, and then you can go ahead and bid from there.
Okay. And so
you could bid from your phone. You could bid all day, all night.
Okay.
It's the simplest and easiest process.
All right, so you can see this. You can see the car catalog, all the details, every car that's in the auction so far, all the pictures they have, SullivanAuctioneers.com. It is the very first tab right there, and like I said, it's going to be February 19th and 20th. 9 a.m. is going to start that. It's a Monday and Tuesday, but if you want to get an early start at looking at that, and like he said, there's going to be multiple, maybe about once a quarter, they'll be pushing those classic car auctions out. Greg Hoyer, anything else?
We do have a preview day, the February 12th. It's a week long, so if you really are interested in the car, just feel free to come on down, and we can start the car for you.
Okay.
You can sit in it, see how it feels, check it out. But that's a week long. We do those preview days, and we'll get a couple thousand people roll through there.
Okay.
We've had people from Texas. They'll fly in. He'll spend all day there.
Oh wow.
He end up buying the car.
Because you can have anybody across the country could be in this auction looking to buy some of the things you have. This is not just a local auction, right?
Right.
So
it's all over the place.
SullivanAuctioneers.com. Don't miss this very special collector car auction. It's going to be February 19th and 20th. It's going to start at 9 a.m. sharp. Sullivan Auctioneers, a Big Iron company. Craig Hoyer, he's the classic car guy, they say. Craig, thanks for coming in, and good luck with your auction.
Hey, thanks for having me.